What's going on, guys? Matt here from Become Elite, and today I want to talk about strength training or weightlifting and its effects on agility. Before I get into this video, I just want to say I finally finished the Footballer's Physique program. Finally. After 6 or 7 months of working on it almost every single day, I'm finally done. It's over. This program will be available on June 1st from my website, become-elite.com, for the special introductory price of just $35 for that first week. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. 7 months of work for $35. I'm not a smart man. The 225-page ebook contains information about nutrition, info on how to set up your own diet plan based on your macros and your required calories based off your body type, a supplement review, as well as 7 different 8-week training programs, all with a slightly different focus, but still soccer specific in their own regard. I'm really proud of it, and I can't wait to give it out to you guys and see what you guys think. If you're unsure if you want this program or not, I actually have a free sample, so just go to the link in the description, download the free sample. That's it. You can just get it. 60 pages for free. You get a few workouts, a few fitness stuff, just so you can see if you like it or not. But I'm confident that if you guys check out the free sample that you will really want to actually get the full program when it's released on June 1st. Anyway, let's get into the topic of this video. First things first, I want to define speed as the rate that you move in a linear path. A straight sprint down the field, that's speed. And I want to define agility as your ability to rapidly change directions and just maneuver your body in a non-linear path. For a long time, we've known that developing strength and power through weightlifting or a resistance program is a great way to also improve your sprint speed, your linear sprinting performance. There's been many studies to show that an increase in lower body strength also leads to an increase in sprint speed over shorter and longer distance sprints. This has been shown over and over again, and I actually have another video to show you how to increase your speed by using different weightlifting techniques from strength, power, and velocity style training. Again, you can find that for free in the description. But in an analysis of top-level Europa League players, 90% of all sprints performed in the game were under 30 meters, and 50% of all sprints in the game were under 10 meters. So the majority of sprints that professionals do or you do in a game are very short distance sprints. In addition, majority of the players perform some sort of change direction immediately before or immediately after doing these sprints. So there's no doubt that strength, power, and velocity training will get you to increase your top sprint speed in a linear path. But from this data, linear sprint testing performance might not be the #1 goal for footballers. What we want to know is how to improve our speed over shorter distances with more of a rapid change of direction. And more specifically, will strength training increase or decrease agility? Well, it just so happens I stumbled upon an awesome article kind of going over this exact topic. It's appropriately titled Long-Term Strength Effects on Change of Direction Sprint Performance, and it's found in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research. This study was the largest study ever done on this topic. Again, if you want to read the full research article for yourself, in the description. I'm gonna warn you though, it's not an easy read. It took me like a full day to read this entire thing and to really grasp it. Anyway, in this study they took 112 elite level youth academy players from 2 separate clubs in Germany, aged between 13 and 18 years old, and tested their change direction sprint performance using a sprint test around a 5-meter sided equilateral triangle. They would start at position L1 just before a laser timing system. They'd start sprinting, and as soon as they crossed the laser, the time would start. They would sprint 2.5 meters and perform a change of direction. They would sprint another 5 meters, perform a change of direction, and sprint another 2.5 meters through the last laser timing system for a total of 10 meters of work. Obviously, during this process, they're performing 2 very sharp changes of direction, and their times were recorded at the finish and also at the halfway point of this test. At each turn, there was 2 pylons that they had to pass through to prevent any cheating or cutting of the corners. The subjects also did this test both clockwise and counterclockwise. After testing all 112 athletes, they split them into 2 separate groups, and then further separated these groups by age. The first group, or the control group, CG, only did 3 to 4 trainings per week. The second group, STG, the strength training group, did 3 to 4 trainings per week, as well as 2 strength training sessions per week in the gym. During these strength training sessions, the back and front squat exercises were each completed once a week. Additionally, the players performed bench presses, deadlifts, overhead presses, barbell rows, and exercises for the trunk, or also known as the core, the abs, lower back, stuff like that. During the first 4 weeks of this program, the players were first taught how to actually squat properly with good technique. There was no emphasis on getting stronger and increasing the weight. It was just to learn the proper movements and technique of the lift. During the next 8 weeks, the subjects performed hypertrophy style training. It consisted of 5 sets of 10 repetitions with a 3-minute rest between the sets. It then shifted to strength training. During the next 8 weeks after that, the subjects performed 5 sets of 6 repetitions with a 3-minute rest in between. And then finally, for the last 8 weeks, the subjects performed 5 sets of 4 repetitions with a 5-minute rest in between. The amount of weight lifted in the training session was completely determined by the strength of the actual individual, but all the subjects used the heaviest weight that they could while still maintaining correct form. The weight was then increased in the next training session or the next week if the subject was able to. The training for the core and the upper body always consisted of 3 to 5 sets of 10 repetitions with a 3-minute rest in between each set. All the subjects performed a rotation of 3 of the upper body exercises, trunk exercise, and then 1 of the squat variations. So their 8-week program looks something like this. The strength training group kept on repeating this routine and going through this for 2 years. And again, all the players from both teams did their 3 to 4 training sessions per week. And then after 2 years, they brought all the players back and did the test again around the triangle, doing the same exact test for the same distance and then recorded their times and compared. And this is what they found. This graph right here shows the time change between the first time trial and the second time trial change of direction sprint test. This graph is just for players aged 13 to 15 years old. As you can see, the light gray bar is the STG group or the strength training group, and the dark gray bar is the control group or CG. In both directions around the triangle, at both the 5-meter point and the 10-meter point, the strength training group cut down more time than the non-strength training group. It's also interesting to note that the non-strength training group still cut down time. This is probably because at age 13 through 15, their bodies are growing, developing, and they're just developing muscle naturally. Now this graph right here shows the same exact data, but for the players aged 15 to 17. And the control group or the non-strength training group actually got slower in this test, while the strength training group again cut down time. And finally, this graph right here shows the same exact data again, but for the players aged 17 to 19. Again, the same exact results can be seen for better performance and faster times in the strength training group. In addition to this, they actually brought in 34 professional soccer players from the first and second leagues of Germany to do this test and record their time so they could find like a good performance. Like this is the pro level and this is where the kids are, just to see the difference. And what was so interesting about this test is that the 17 to 19-year-old kids that did the strength training for 2 years actually had very, very similar times to the average time of the professionals. Now, I'm sorry if this was kind of technical for you guys. I majored in applied mathematics in college, so I love reading data. I love getting into this kind of stuff, and I know that many of you won't. So what does this mean? What's this mean in kind of layman's terms? Terms just that's understandable for anybody. Well, basically, the research concluded that the strength training group performed significantly faster in all age groups in this sprint test than the control group, or the group that didn't strength train. And the strength training group amounted to almost 10% improvement across the board. A 10% improvement in that tiny 10-meter change of direction sprint test is huge. So therefore, the researchers concluded that long-term strength training significantly improves your short distance sprint performance. And they further stated that a long-term resistance program should be implemented in your teenage and even your adolescent years. So that's pretty clear. Not only does weightlifting help improve your sprint speed in a linear path, but it also helps improve your change of direction and your agility of a non-linear path. So a pretty different style video for you guys today. I hope you guys liked it. Just thought it'd be so cool to just learn from this study and learn from some professional academies over in Germany. Anyway, I hope you guys liked the video. I hope you learned something. Again, be sure to check out the free 60-page free sample of the Footballer's Physique program if you like free stuff. And if you like it, you think it will provide value to your life, then keep your eyes open for the full Footballer Physique program to be released on June 1st. So that's it. That's a complete video. If you liked it, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you want to see more content, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, homie. Peace.